Hey everybody, guess what? It's Thursday and it's coffee talk time. One of my favorite things to talk about, as you've heard in the past. So I've got Peter Cornell with me. Cornell Brothers Espresso Bar is going to be opening in Nolensville on Saturday. How's it
Yep,
going this morning?
it's going well. Running around like a crazy man, but it's going well. Just another day.
Just
Yeah.
tell us tell us about your opening. This is kind of an interesting concept. So Oh My Chives is going to have some other businesses inside there, kind of like a co-op type thing. Tell us
Yeah.
about how this came about.
Um, we've been frequenting all my chives for the 2 years that we've lived in this region in Nashville. We live in Brentwood. It's right around the corner from us in Nolensville, and this was a business idea I've had for a long time, and finally got to a place where I was ready to do it. And I had this great idea of doing it as a vintage horse trailer, and the restrictions on food trucks are just daunting, so I couldn't do it that way. And I was kind of at a loss. I was all ready to go, and whoops, sorry about that. Get back to you there. Sorry about that. Yeah, and we just happened to be in Oh My Chives right after we found out that we wouldn't be able to do it the way we wanted to do it. And I had heard that Angela was thinking about subletting part of Oh My Chives and create a co-op market similar to other urban markets around the area that she's been in and that we've all seen. And I just threw the idea out there. Said, "What? You know what? I only need a little space. What do you think?" I was going to do it in a horse trailer. How much space do I
Yeah.
need? So she said she thought about it. My wife went down to the store later on and followed up on the pitch, and Angela was like, "Yes, let's do this." And Locals Juice is the other business that's going in, and they the three of us are about they're about done. We've been open for soft open for 3 weeks just to get the kinks worked out, and on Saturday we have a grand opening to celebrate all three businesses.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
There's so many like ghost kitchens right now. So why not expand if you have a business? Why not lease part of your space out and have other businesses join? It's a great
Absolutely.
way. It's
Well,
a great
she
way
was
for
a
a small
she was
business.
a very big, a, a decent sized space with her urban grocery, her co-op market, and she changed her stride a little bit and didn't need as much for the groceries and is focusing more on other sandwiches are a huge part of what she does now and does them very well. I mean, seriously, best down, I promise you. And she just condensed her groceries down and had some room, and then once we did this, we just all look at each other and say, this is a great model. What a great model this is. This is
Yeah,
it's good for the community, it's good for us because we're now all sharing the space, including the lease then, which is
right.
always good. So yeah, we're excited, and our
Tell me
shops are
about
about.
your
Go ahead.
Tell me about your coffee because I was following you on social media. First, I want to talk about this because I love this. You have a philosophy about coffee that I think
Our
is really interesting.
Well, for our mission statement is hospitality, customer care, and the science, adhering to the science of coffee. And that's been a big part of my education over the last 30 years. I drank my first espresso 30 years ago, and I had 6 shots on ice with a little bit of soy milk. And I've graduated to almond, and that's the way I have my coffee every day. So the taste of espresso is important to me, and learning the differences, and that there are differences, and just because a place is busy doesn't mean it's the best. Um,
Right.
and I studied a lot about it, and I studied machines, and I studied regions, and I studied different beans and different methods of brewing coffee. And we want to share the science with the people that come and see us. We want them to know why we're weighing the grounds and why a shot takes X amount of time, why we use the machine we use. We opted for an old fashioned lever machine, and it influences the coffee in such a nice way. Not to say that there's anything wrong with the more automated push button machines, but there is something about this that just lends to the whole atmosphere of what we're doing and the quality of what we're producing on the espresso machine. With the beans that I partnered with a local roaster named Lisa Woods, and the beans that we're getting small batches. We're getting quality product. We roast once a week, so if you order from us on a Monday night, I'll get it out Wednesday, but if you order Wednesday, it's going to be next week, because we have the ability to ensure the freshness and the quality of the product.
Yeah.
And we want to share that with people. I mean, there's a lot of coffee joints, so I got to make sure that what I'm doing is different, and is quality. People are going to want to come back.
Yeah. You just kind of mentioned, is that your go-to drink, espresso on ice?
Oh my God, yeah. Once a day. I can't, if I drink any past 10 a.m., I'm shot for the night, which is crazy, right? But yeah, that's how I start my day, and I don't really like to speak too much before that happens.
Okay, I noticed that on your social media, you put no talk before coffee. I
No
kind of
talk
like
before
that.
coffee. That was my wife coined that. She is absolutely the brains of the operation, and I'm the lucky one, let me tell you. But yeah, that was one of hers, and because she says my whole family's like that. My mom came to visit a couple of years ago, and she was grouchy in the morning before caffeine. My little sister came to visit, and I had to take her coffee to her in bed before she would speak or get up. And that's how we were raised. My parents were like that. They had to have coffee. They would take turns delivering it to the bedside table. So one day it was one, next day it was the next. So we grew up with that experience. I'm not that bad. I mean, I'm pretty lively in the morning. But my wife and my stepson, they don't drink coffee at all, and they are full speed ahead when their feet hit the floor. So I have to keep up, and
Yeah.
it requires copious amounts of caffeine. It does.
I love that your menu is very simple. I was checking out the menu. You go to so many places, and there's all these different drinks with a whole lot of stuff in it. I feel like at the end of the day, you can't even taste the coffee or the espresso.
No.
So I like what you guys are doing. It's very straightforward. It's very simple.
Yeah.
And I feel like, is that on purpose that you want to present your coffee that way?
Absolutely. I mean, Amy and I designed the whole thing, soup to nuts. She's great with all of the stuff that you don't see, the background stuff. And but when we went to make the menu, I thought about putting blenders in there, and I went back and forth on it a lot. We talked about it a lot, and I finally just was like, no, I don't want to be that shop, because it really isn't about coffee anymore. It's about syrups and ice, and so we offer a couple things that are sweet, and we do real well with them, but they're simple. It's a little bit of, we make our own syrups, and we add our simple syrup, or we add our vanilla syrup or our caramel syrup to something, and it's a nicer taste. It's a nicer product, and we do it in minimal ways, and we don't blend drinks, and we're okay with that. If you want something sweet, I can get you something you'll like that's sweet. But we sell cold brew is very, very happening, and we make a great cold brew, and the
That's my
people love
favorite.
it. Oh my gosh, come on down. We do it. We're so fortunate in the quality of beans that we get, and we have a different bean for every brew method. We've tasted them all at length, and I mean, we take them home. I have a pour over machine that I have at home, a pour over setup, and so I can go home, and that's a really great way to get the real flavor of a bean, right out of the chute if you do it right. And we have a different bean for a drip, and a different bean for espresso, and a different for decaf and pour over, and it makes a huge difference. Some of our beans cross over, like our Honduran makes a good cup of espresso, but our cold brew I don't like the taste of it through the espresso machine. But as a cold brew, outstanding, outstanding.
Yeah.
And I mix it a little bit strong, maybe just a little bit. But nobody's complaining yet.
Saturday, let's talk about your grand opening. It's happening on Saturday. Inside Oh My Chai. Starts at 10 a.m. Tell us what's else is going to be happening. You've got some live music. Music is important.
Music, yeah. We met this family who's in the neighborhood, who's a regular at Oh My Chives. There's 3 sisters. I think the youngest one is 7 or 8, and the oldest one is in her early teens. The Bennett Hall Band, they're called. It's Josie and Presley and Kat, and they're amazing. They're amazing. Taught themselves how to play instruments, and their voices are wonderful, and They do a cover set of different songs, you know, all across the genres, and they're great. And I don't really want to go up after them, but I'm going to. A buddy of mine, who's the lead guitar player of Candlebox, my friend Brian Quinn, flew in from his home in Philly, and he's going to sit in with me, and we're gonna, you know, we're gonna make a little noise. So the girls are gonna play at 1. I'm gonna play at 2, and it'll be short and sweet, and hopefully some of this will clear up before then. And
Yeah.
we're excited. We're excited. We have, between the 3 shops and just with the you know, the amount of talking about it that we've been able to do, we're expecting a few folks to come down, check us out.
Well, you
So
guys, please go check them out. 10 to 2 is
10
the
to
grand
2.
opening. You're
Yeah,
also giving back to Second Harvest Food Bank, which I love
we
that
are.
you're able to give back to a local charity.
Yeah, me too. That was part of our concept from the jump. We've been really, I mean, there's no other way to say it. We've been very blessed. My wife and I and my son, and we wanted to give back as part of it. It's sort of a family tradition, and we looked around and wanted to do something local, and local. Second Harvest, you know, they kept a lot of people from going hungry this last year. You know, they do anyway. This last year, they came to the forefront, and we're just so pleased to be able to partner with them on this. And proceeds of all of our online bean sales will go to Second Harvest. In fact, you can see, I have the Second Harvest boxes right there. That was
Oh,
one of my
check
errands
that out.
today, was to go up and meet the Second Harvest people and get the donation station.
All right. Well, you guys, please go check them out. It's always great to have a
Yeah,
new coffee experience. You're in your car, but you're not driving, and just want to make sure everybody
yeah.
knows that
Look at, there's one hand, there's the other. Sorry about the glare. I would hope I don't look that pale, but maybe I do. I don't
No, no, I'm the one
know.
that's pale here. Hopefully, I'm going to
Yeah.
fix that when the sun comes out. Hey, thanks again for joining us. You guys,
Well,
please.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
All
Appreciate it.
right.
All
You
right.
guys
We'll
go
see you in
check them out
Nolensville.
on Saturday. All right. Bye,
Thank you. Bye.
everybody.
Bye bye.